This week we're looking at the Redbreast Cuatro Barriles.
4 barrels? Does that mean it's 4 times as good?
Let's find out in this week's review. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Matt, I'm the Whiskey Nerd.
I'm Rose, I'm the Whiskey Noob.
And like we said, this week we're looking at the Redbreast Cuatro Barriles, or 4 barrels. So let me get it into the glass and tell you a little bit more about it.
Ooh, I'm excited to try this.
You actually picked this one up.
I did.
At the airport, because this is an airport exclusive. So It's only for, they say it, it's exclusively for travelers. So this is an airport exclusive whiskey. It was released first off in Ireland. It's probably, I think, made its way around the world at this point. It came out middle to the end of last year.
Yeah.
So you should be able to get it. And it's called the Cuatro Barriles, or 4 barrels in Spanish, because it is part of their, what they call their Iberian Series.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is where they, it's the Iberian series, so it's port and sherry, which is where, and you get the oak from there. So the idea is they're highlighting the influence of sherry, the influence of port on whiskey.
That's cool.
And
know
so
them.
the 4 barrels in question are Ex-bourbon barrels, Ex-Tawny port barrels, Oloroso Sherry, and Virgin European oak, which I'm guessing is just Virgin Spanish oak. So you get those kind of 4 barrels influencing onto the whiskey.
Okay, I'm excited to give that a try.
Go on.
No, I'm just gonna say it's really nice that they're focusing on a particular region, and highlighting that. It's really I don't know, ingenious and quite genuine seeming.
It shows that because I think Redbreast have been working with a few of the bodegas in Spain and in Portugal. I don't think a port house is called a bodega, but if you know the name of it, put it down below. But yeah, they work with the sherry houses, the port houses, where they make these things, and they've worked with them for a long time. So they've got a really good relationship, and they can access really good casks. So that's why they're going and they're saying, let's really highlight that and dive into it. To look at where the influence of this whole Spanish Iberian peninsula.
I'm excited.
It is a single pot still Irish whiskey. That's the style of whiskey unique to Ireland. And what's interesting about kind of single pot still here is what they do for Redbreast. They use 60% malted barley, 40% unmalted barley. But for Redbreast, what Middleton Distillery do is you can make different cuts. So with a pot still whiskey, you can kind of, generally speaking, when the whiskey's coming out, you throw away the first bit, you throw away the last bit, and you keep what's called the heart in the center. So you throw away the heads, the tails, and you keep the heart. What they do for Redbreast, they make 4 styles of whiskey: light, medium, heavy, and traditional, or trad pot. And what they do is they can say, okay, let's go really light, so we get rid of all the ends, but keep some of the start. And they take different cuts, including more of the heads, more of the tails, maybe just the heart cut, maybe more of both, and that gives them different flavor profiles. And lets them make different kinds of whiskeys that will go into different barrels and give you different flavors. So you might say, for this blend we're going to go 2 barrels of light and 1 barrel of heavy. And that'll give you an interesting flavor. But for a different release, they'll go 2 barrels of heavy and 1 barrel of light. So it's just an interesting thing that they do, because Middleton Distillery makes Middleton whiskey, Jameson whiskey, Powers whiskey, Paddy whiskey, Green Spot, Method Man. They make a lot of whiskey down there. So it's good to see that for the Redbreast, what makes it unique is they do different skews with the cut. So it's not the same whiskey as you would get in some of those other more broadly available brands. So I think that's more than enough talking about the whiskey. Do you want us going for the nose? Yes. Going for the nose. Let's launch it.
Cheers. Whoa.
It's really fruity. I don't know if I said already, it's coming in at 46% ABV. So
no, I love 46.
46% ABV. Nice, really drinkable. It's not too hot where you're going to get overwhelmed, but not down the floor. So it is quite rich.
It smells like something baked and sweet.
When I was getting ready and I was writing my notes, I had a specific type of cake.
I think there's something I want to say a whiskey-based cake.
I was thinking like a buttercream frosting. Bit of that vanilla on top of with some whiskey in. Do you know what a Victoria sponge is?
In theory.
It's like a vanilla sponge cake, jam, and buttercream frosting.
I had no idea then.
So I'll put a picture up there. That kind of there's sweet cooked grains with some rounded rich vanilla buttercream, and then that jam, because it's very fruity.
It is very fruity. I guess that makes sense, because I got cake vibes, but now I'm starting to get on this jam train.
It's not quite juicy fruit, but again, it's not quite super dried. It's like
no,
because
I'd say it's some straight jam.
Yeah, you got this kind of rich, sugary, sweet, and Tawny port. It is going to give you red berry vibes, but it's not going to give you really red berry because with Tawny port, it's aged port.
Yeah.
So it is going to be less fruity and less vibrant and more like caramelized, rich, dense, but still red berries. So that's why I think more jam than like the actual berries.
Something it's reminding me of. This might be completely off the mark, but you know, an old fashioned, how it has like the little peel on the side. Is it usually an orange peel?
Usually an orange peel.
I get peel vibes.
And actually, now you mentioned old fashioned. I was thinking actually almost the Luxardo cherries. Give this a smell.
Oh yeah, those are good. I might have to have one of those.
Yeah, like that kind of, maybe not as cherry forward.
No, but it's in the background. It's saying, hello, I'm here. I'm a cherry.
That kind of like dense, sugary, like the berries have been soaked in sugar. That kind of,
Yeah. It's a sweet redbreast.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's quite, there's not, like I said, there's not a huge amount of oak. Like there's a backbone of oak there.
Yeah, but it's like baked good.
Yeah, it's like that kind of oak spice, oak flavor rather than, going in for the palate.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Sláinte.
I'm going to say much more oaky on the palate. Like a lot of oak.
Yeah. Yes.
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm just like, I don't know what I was expecting, but that wasn't it.
Yeah, it's almost like it's switched. So the nose was like a lot of berries, fruity, sugary, sweet, with that kind of backbone of oak.
Yeah.
Here it's almost switched, where like I got a lot more oak up front.
Same.
And then you get that sugary sweetness. There is that kind of roundness of vanilla in there almost.
Yeah.
Normally Redbreast, it doesn't really have like a peppery note, but I'm getting that almost like a white pepper.
I get that too.
Kind of tingle on my tongue, so I'm going to go in for another sip.
Yeah, because I think I was so surprised I was put into shock.
Yeah, that time around, I got more, I would say, like salted caramel.
Oh!
Where you get that caramel, but it's not savory, but has that little bit of a skew on it. Has a little bit of salted caramel.
Yeah.
Not savory, but that kind of idea where,
Yeah. No, I really liked it. It's definitely, I think what you said where it's like, it flipped and it's like more of the oak forward than anything. Yeah. But it's really nice.
It's not like drying out my mouth with oak spice. Because you still get a lot of that sherry. Again, I'd say more sherry than port.
Okay.
I'm getting those kind of like the dried berries, the almost nuttiness that you get from sherry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like it.
It's not oily. No, like normally with hot still whiskey, you do get that density, you get that kind of clinging to your face. Yeah. But nice and rich.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think I'm going to go in for the finish.
Samesies.
Cheers.
Sláinte.
Sláinte. Yeah. So, like, on the finish, like I was saying, it's not oily, so it's not like super long, but it's like medium long.
Okay.
It is quite rich though.
Yeah.
Again, for me, it's like a lot of oak. A lot of like dried fruits.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting a little bit of like the vanilla from the nose comes back after Take a Breath.
Yeah. No, I get like, it's definitely more of, I'd say lean towards medium finish for me. It wasn't like thick, but like, it's kind of like if you had something and like the spices were left over rather than like the mouth feel of it.
Yeah, as you talk, Right? I'm getting like almost clove spice.
Yeah.
That kind of like, as I'm talking, it's like still on my tongue.
Same. Yeah. That's kind of like the vibes I'm getting from the whiskey. But there is like a little bit of, it's not like just pure oaky spices. There's like a little bit of that sweetness that comes in at the end as well.
Yeah. Before we give our final thoughts on it, if you're new here, scroll down, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. We put out whiskey reviews every Wednesday. We put out cocktail recipes featuring whiskey every Friday. So if you want to see more of that, make sure you hit subscribe and let us know down there if there's any other whiskeys you want us to try and review. But right now, Rose, what do you think?
I like it.
Yeah, it's good. I think normally for travel exclusive whiskeys, they can be a mixed bag.
Yeah, sometimes they're just like really far out there and you're like...
Yeah, sometimes it's like maybe it was an experiment that didn't go too well and the distillery says, we're going to release it as a travel exclusive, it's limited, because they never want to make it again and they have to sell the whiskey.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really expensive and really like it's almost like it's so rare.
Yeah.
Other times it's just like a nice whiskey, and I think this is...
Yeah, this is a nice whiskey. Yeah. Like, I would totally get this again.
Yeah, it's different to the normal Redbreast. Mm-hmm. It wasn't as expensive. I don't think it has an age statement, no. So it's probably between like 7 and 10 years old. That's generally where like the non-age statement Redbreasts are. It's different to like the Lustau. It's different to the standard Redbreast.
Yeah.
It's not as expensive as like the Redbreast 18-year-old, the Redbreast 15-year-old. So it is in that nice space where it's different.
Yeah.
And good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just quite surprised. Yeah. It's just such a tasty one. I really liked it, and I don't think I'm usually much for like the oakiness or whatever. But the 4 barrels in there, like, they really worked well together. I think it was lovely. It like highlighted the area. I feel like it's something unique. It's not like they're just like, oh, we're just gonna label it as this and taste like whatever they normally put out. Like,
I had
it's different.
A little bit of a spoiler that I knew I liked this.
Really?
Because for the Irish Whiskey Society, we do the judging. We do the blind judging. And one of the categories I had was pot still whiskey. And so this was actually my highest rated whiskey of all the categories I tried. Well, it was my joint highest rated whiskey. So it and another whiskey had the same score. And when after the awards, we got told what the whiskies we had tasted were. And yeah, I found out this was this whiskey. And so when you were traveling through the airport, I was like, make sure you get this. Because it was one of those whiskies I was like, oh, do I want to pick it up? Is it the airport? It's one of those things. And yeah, definitely were. If you're watching this video at an airport, holding this bottle in one hand, your phone in the other, saying, oh, do I buy?
Yes.
Yes, it's good. If you like Redbreast, you like what they do, you're going to get all those spicy flavors that from the classic Redbreast, just with more barrel influence, more sherry, bit of port in there. Very nice. Solid little whiskey. So, I think that's all there is to say about it. See you next time.
See ya. Bye-bye.